Hello YouTube world, this is Gary Johnson with Johnson Small Engine. Go by Gary's Part-Time Mowers, I believe, on YouTube. But I wish I would have filmed what I'm fixing to tell you before I did the repair. But to be honest, I wasn't real sure if the repair was going to work. So I'm working on a Generac GP8000E with the CO Sense technology. So that's carbon monoxide sense technology. The symptoms were it did not have spark. Now this generator only has about 10 hours on it, and it did not have spark. So after quite a while of tracking things down, I pulled the flywheel cover and all of that off, and I unplugged the coil wire, the kill wire off the coil rather. I unplugged the kill wire off the coil, and it would start fine and run. I could plug that kill wire up while it was running, and it would continue to run. I could reach around and hit the off button and then start it right back up, and it would start up and run, and it would do that several times. But after it sat for a minute or two, no spark. So trying to track down chewed wires, broken wires, all of this stuff that I tried to track down. But each time, if I unplugged the kill wire off the coil, it would start up and run. Plug the kill wire back onto the coil while it was running, it would run. Reach around on the face, turn the generator off, and then turn it right back on, start it up. It would start up and run fine, except for a minute or two later, it would not do that. So with that being said, what I did is I offered to the customer to buy a new CO sensor, which again, this one's only got about 10 hours on it, or bypass the CO sensor. Now, I can't tell you to bypass your carbon monoxide sensor, especially if you're going to be trying to run it indoors somewhere or close to indoors in your garage or something like that. This is designed to shut it down when carbon monoxide level gets high enough to shut it off. If you're going to be running it outdoors all of the time, you don't need the CO sensing technology. Again, I'm going to show you what I did to get this thing to where it would start. If I can. So if you're looking, this is not going to allow me to turn the camera around while I'm videoing apparently. But if you're looking from the face of the generator, GP8000E, right behind there, that label right here is the CO sensor, and these two spots here are for the lights. When it's flashing, it lets you know that there's something wrong. If you peel the label off, there are two screws here and here, and then there's a screw right there that you have to take out. You have to take out this screw and that screw, and then you'll want to take the two bolts off of your fuel tank to where you can kind of get this piece to fall out. And where we're headed is to try to get to this thing. Okay, now there are two screws, one on each side, that you have to take out to get the cover off of your CO detector. Now when you want to take your CO detector off, there's just a push tab here, and then there's one push tab on the opposite side, and that cover will just fall off real easily. Now what I did was unplugged the cable right here from the CO sensor and cut the two black wires from this plug, and then I just put a heat shrink spade connector and spade connectored it, and then wrapped some tape around it and wrapped all this back up with tape so that it would bypass that CO sensor. Now, if you're going to resell this to someone else, you need to be sure to remember to tell them that CO sensor is bypassed so that they can go. Now, I did leave enough room on that connector. I left enough wire so if somebody ever wanted to come back and fix it, they could. Again, I'm not telling you to take this off. It is a safety feature, but Generac has a lot of problems with their CO sensors. So if you ever get down and running down, chasing the rabbit holes and all of that stuff for no spark on your Generac, I think it's the 6500s and the 7000s and the 8000s, all of those that have the CO Sense technology, it could be that CO sensor. Now, the CO sensor currently is somewhere around $130 plus or minus a few, depending on where you buy it from, and it would probably work. In this case, the customer just decided we would bypass that. He's never going to run it indoors. So we did that. It starts, it runs, it does what it's supposed to do. So just wanted to make this quick video. I know it's not a good one. I'm trying to do it on my phone real quick. But I wanted to get it out there for those of you who may be chasing this problem. Thank you. Bye.